Over the last few videos, we've attempted to break outside the typical definition of lifestyle design in order to show that it can mean more than just working online and becoming a digital nomad. This is about an attitude more than anything, and it's about deciding you're going to call the shots in your own life. We've seen that lifestyle design could mean deciding not to take that rise and start a side business instead, or move a little closer to work. This might just be the path to happiness that is truest to who you are, rather than the path to success that we've been taught to aim for. But with all that said, there is a reason that lifestyle design is synonymous with working online for so many people. Ultimately, working online gives you the most freedom and the most ability to work where and when you choose and to create pretty much any business you like. The problem? Well, a lot of people don't know how to break into the world of working online, and the whole concept can seem very daunting and foreign if you're not familiar with it. Keep watching, and we'll take a look at precisely how you go about working online and how you can create your own virtual business with no need for any technical skills. Perhaps the easiest way to work online is to provide a service. This shows you just how easy it can be to work online. Any service that doesn't require you to be physically present can be carried out via the web just as well as it can in a brick and mortar business. This means that as long as you know how to send an email and operate Word, you should be able to sell your abilities as a writer. And if you're handy with a camera, you can be a photographer. All you need to do is to be able to find clients. And there are a number of ways that you can go about doing this. You could create a website showing off your skills and then promote that website with content marketing, social media, and SEO. You can post in forums where webmasters hang out, like Digital Point forums, the Warrior Forum, etc. You can list yourself on LinkedIn as well as sites where freelancers can find work, things like Upwork, Elance, People Per Hour, Fiverr.com, and so on. Or you can look for people who seem as though they might need your work and you can email them directly. The great thing about this is just how much advertising you can easily do in a day. Over time, you'll likely build up a long list of repeat clients, but until that point, you can just as easily find more work posting adverts everywhere you can, all around the web. From there, it's simply a matter of doing your work and getting it to the client in good time while managing your workload. I'll talk more about that later, but this is an incredibly easy business model that anyone can use. Another option? Well, find employment providing your service. If you can find a big website, for example, then there's no reason that you can't get a permanent position writing reviews for them or otherwise helping them with web design, emails, forum management, etc. etc. Want to sell products? Then there are actually a number of different options available to you. One option is to simply buy and sell products. Here you buy products at a lower cost, normally by purchasing them in bulk, and then sell them for more money. Alternatively, though, you might be able to create your own products, handy if you're good at arts and crafts. When it comes to buying products to sell, this of course means there's an upfront expense, which in turn means there's always going to be an element of risk. That is to say that if you don't manage to sell all of your inventory, then you can risk making a loss overall. But while this might sound like a risky strategy for someone new to online business, the reality is that you can actually manage it in order to reduce the likelihood of that happening. If you buy only a small amount of inventory to begin with, then you can wait until you've sold the first batch before reinvesting that money to buy more. Over time, you make bigger and bigger investments until eventually you're turning over a lot of stock and a lot of revenue. Of course, you'll also need to find ways to drive people to your online store, though. In this regard, you once again have several options. You can advertise. You can start out on eBay and build up customers that way, or you can run a website and use that to promote it. To begin with, though, Selling through eBay as well as an e commerce store is one of the best ways to start making profit right away. Both these business models are incredibly easy to manage and are accessible for anyone without any need to learn the ins and outs of internet marketing or of the web in general. But they still aren't perfect. That's because the best way to earn money is with passive income, meaning that you're earning money even when you relax and unwind. Passive income means that you've set up an entirely automated business model that will generate revenue while you're traveling, while you're sleeping, or while you're doing other things. So, how can this work? Let's start by looking at some forms of passive income that you can use with the business models we've already seen. Arbitrage means that you're simply passing on work and taking a cut. You're the middleman or woman, or perhaps a broker, and that means that you aren't actually doing the heavy lifting yourself. So, for example, you might advertise your services as a writer, web designer, a photographer, or an artist, just the same as you were before. But now you're going to simply outsource the work you receive to someone who is freelancing for you, in which case you'll call yourself an agency, or to a white label service, and that's a service that's happy to go uncredited. This isn't in any way immoral. White label services exist explicitly for this purpose, so there's no reason you can't use them in this capacity. Often these white label providers are overseas, meaning that they are able to survive on a much lower salary. You'll send a lot of emails, but other than that, this allows you to scale up your business by taking on more clients and outsourcing more to freelancers, taking a profit each time you do. Imagine if you could use white label services to run a store filled with physical products. Oh, wait a second. You can. Drop shipping means exactly that and basically describes the process of selling products that aren't yours and that you don't have in stock. Instead, all you do is find a company that is happy to work behind the scenes for a cut of the profit. These companies will fulfill orders that you pass on to them and will even let you put your branding on the packaging and sometimes on the product themselves. It can be tricky to find dropshipping companies, but if you do, then you have pretty much the ultimate business model set up. The method that a lot of people use to start their own online business is to create a blog. The aim here is to create a blog with a big following and then use this in order to make money from advertising, from the sales of digital products or from affiliate sales. You can even create a membership blog, which basically means people are going to pay a monthly or weekly fee in order to subscribe to your content. Affiliate sales are a particularly interesting option. An affiliate product is essentially any product that lets you sell it and keep a commission. Ebook creators will often open up their products for affiliates because that way they have multiple people all trying to sell their products on their behalf. If a creator can get enough affiliates, then they'll have a whole army of people trying to sell their ebooks, and that way they can multiply their profits several times over. This means they're actually willing to give away a very large percentage of those profits in a lot of cases, often as much as 75% or even more. If you can find a good product, and you can look on sites like ClickBank and JVZoo, and then promote the link from your blog, then you can make a lot of money without having to create anything. Of course, you can also create your own digital products too. Usually, blogs make money from advertising, though, and specifically, this will tend to be PPC advertising, which means pay per click, and is exactly what it sounds like. You get paid when someone clicks on the ad. Generally, you'll get a few clicks on your ads for several thousand people who visit your site, and you'll get paid anything from 1 cent to $5 for those clicks, although normally it'll be between 10 cents and $1. The more traffic you generate and the more popular your site, the more clicks you generate and the more profit comes in. The thing to remember about a blog is that it's not a quick way to make money by any means. Getting to the point where you have thousands of visitors can take a long time, and the same goes for getting to the point where people will pay to subscribe to your content. The other models in this video are much quicker for getting profit, so use these models and perhaps consider building a blog on the side. I can't believe we've gone this long and I've only just mentioned him. Tim Ferriss is one of the biggest names in the lifestyle design movement and is famous for one of the books that arguably kicked it all off, The 4 Hour Work Week. In this book, Tim describes some of the basic tools that you can use to work less and travel more. And among those, he describes creating a money generating muse. What's a muse? It's a completely automated business model that will bring in revenue. But in the book, he describes one specific method, which is to create a sales page that promotes a particular affiliate product and then to simply pay for PPC, pay per click ads on Google or Facebook. Now you can choose your bids for those ads. So let's say you're paying 10 cents per click. That means it now costs you $10 to get 1,000 people to that page. And if you're making $50 a sale, well, then you can expect this to bring in some cash while you literally do nothing. These types of business eventually tend to run dry once you've exhausted the market, but as a way to bring in some money on the side while traveling, it's an excellent option. A digital product is any kind of product that you don't have to physically manufacture. And that can mean ebooks or courses, but it also means software in many cases. Creating a digital product and selling it from your website is a great way to monetize a website. But in many cases, you don't even need to sell it from your site, as long as you create a product that has a natural platform for selling from. A platform is basically your route to market and the site that deals with sales. One example would be the Kindle store. If you write a great book and submit it to the Kindle Direct publishing site, then you can bring in revenue without having to do any promoting yourself. That's because people will be able to use the tools that Amazon provides to find your book, and Amazon will handle all the transactions too. You can create as many ebooks as you like, and there's no fee for submitting, though, of course, Amazon does take a commission. Another example would be the Google Play Store if you create an Android app, or perhaps even the iTunes App Store.